Okay, welcome in one and all. I'm now going to review Sunday's games and then I'll discuss Monday's lone game as well on the NHL schedule. So we only had two games on Sunday. The first one was in Detroit where they hosted the Calgary Flames. I did predict that the Red Wings wouldn't get the victory, and they got a big win. 6-2 was the final score. Take a look at the scoring summary. So there were two goals scored in the first, both by the Red Wings. Alex DeBrincat was scored with about 2 minutes into the frame, assisted by Hall and Raymond, an even strength goal. And with just under 10 minutes into the first period, Joe Velena would increase the lead to 2-0, assisted by Sherratt and Hall. So it was 2-0 for the Red Wings after one. Heading into the second period, Dylan Larkin, the captain, would get an even strength goal, assisted by DeBrincat to increase the lead to 3-0. Andrew Mangiapane would finally get the Flames on the board about 12 minutes into the second, an even strength goal from Backlund and Coleman. DeBrincat would then increase the lead to 4-1 about a minute and 20 seconds later, an even strength goal from Larkin and Raymond. And then Euro Sharangovich, with about a minute and a half in the frame, would get the Flames their second goal of the game, an even strength goal from Duer and Zadorov. So it was 4-2 heading into the third and final frame, where Jake Wallman would increase the lead to 5-2 about 3 minutes into that period, an even strength goal from Sprong and David Perron. And Alex DeBrincat would get his second goal of the game, I want to say about just about 30 seconds or so after that, to increase the lead to 6-2. Yet another even strength goal from Raymond and Justin Hall. So the Red Wings are now sitting at 5-1-0, off to a very terrific start thus far, while the Flames have now fallen to 2-3-1. The other game on tap from Sunday took place in California, where we have one undefeated team taking on one of the three teams from that state of California, the Anaheim Ducks. I did predict that Boston would get the victory despite playing the night prior, and they sure did. They're still undefeated, sitting at with a 3-1 final. I did predict the Bruins to win, like I said, maybe sound like a broken record. So there were no goals in the first two periods. It's actually scoreless heading into the third. And then that's when the floodgate kind of opened. So Mason McTavish would kick things off about 5 minutes into the frame, an even strength goal from Strome and Paterno to give the Ducks a 1-0 lead. But that didn't last long. About a minute and a half later, Matthew Portis would get an even strength goal as well from Geekie and Mitchell. He would get his second goal of the game about halfway through, an even strength goal from DeBrusk and McAvoy. And then Brad Marchand would ice the game with about 2.5 minutes to go, making it 3-1 in favor of the Bruins. So the Bruins are sitting at 5-0-0, while the Ducks have now fallen to 1-4-0 so far on the season. So it was just the one game that happened on Monday. I did not have time to make my preview, but I will discuss who I think would have won and who actually did win for Monday's lone scheduled game. So it took place between two Atlantic teams, between the Montreal Canadiens and the Buffalo Sabres. I would have only guessed the Habs because they've been showing good signs of optimism, while the Sabres, for me, they either do one of two things. They either start off really hot and go on a cold streak, or they start off really cold and they go on a hot streak at some point during the season. But this is one of those years where they're starting off pretty slow, to say the least. So the final from Buffalo was 3-1 in favor of Montreal. Take a look at the scoring summary. In the first, Justin Barron would get an even strength goal with about 3 minutes into the frame, assisted by Xhekaj and Monahan. Skinner would tie things up on the power play about 7 minutes into the period, assisted by Cousins and Rasmus Dahlin. So it was 1-1 heading into the second, where there were no goals in that second period. So we have to jump all the way to the third, where Brendan Gallagher would give the Canadiens a 2-1 lead, at about 3.5 minutes. An even strength goal from David Savard and Pearson. And Pearson would then increase the lead with about just over 3 minutes to go in the frame, assisted by Gallagher and Newhook on the power play. So Montreal is now sitting at 3-1-1 on the season, while the Sabres are sitting at 2-4-0. As always, if you like this type of content and you're new to the channel, feel free to hit the sub button. I'd be very grateful and appreciative at the same time. And as always, take care.